Hi everyone! So I'm here with Chris. Chris is filming me and he'll be in some of the videos later, but we are doing your Arboretum tour, which is your Lab7, focused all about trees on DU's campus. Usually you guys walk around the campus with us, but this time you just get to watch us walk around the campus. So just a little introduction to this lab. DU's campus was built in the late 1880s, and it was originally built more central to downtown Denver. But as the city grew and became more industrious and more polluted and noisy and smelly, the university decided that they wanted to change locations. And so they actually received a donation from Elizabeth Iliff Warren, who gifted $100,000, which doesn't sound like that much, but I think nowadays it's a couple $1 million. But she gave this gift and said, find a new location, basically. And so the university went out and scouted different areas in the Denver area to move the campus, and found this spot right here where the university currently sits. When the university found this spot, it was a potato farm, and the farmer's name was Rufus Clark, but he went by the nickname Potato. I'm not making that up. So Potato generously gave us his land, or sold us the land for the campus, but with the stipulation that we had to build an arboretum on the campus. And so that is what we're looking at today, which is the arboretum throughout the campus. And an arboretum is basically just a collection of trees. It's kind of like a botanic gardens, but just trees. And so we are going to be pointing out some of the key trees on this campus. And our first one is right here. So this is our Pinus sylvestris, which we actually have to step into here with the camera.
If I go over here?
Yeah, there's a plaque on the other side.
Where's the plaque?
In the. So if we step into this juniper bush, some of the plaques that are on our trees have gotten a little bit overgrown and difficult to access, but all of these plaques on these trees are what indicates that the tree is part of the arboretum on campus. So this plaque, if you're looking at it, is this the red and white tag?
Yeah.
Yeah, so this tag shows you basically our scientific names that we use to identify this tree. So you'll see the genus name and the species name is Pinus sylvestris, and you'll notice that the Pinus is capitalized, so we always capitalize our genus name, and the species name is not capitalized, so that's never capitalized. And you'll also notice that the common name, because walking around talking about our Pinus sylvestris is kind of a mouthful, so the common name that this tree goes by is called the Scotch pine. And you'll also notice the family names, so the first couple of stops we're making on this trip are all in the same family, so the family name of this tree is Pinacea. Let me grab my example. Okay. And so normally you guys at this point would then sketch the needles, which is a little difficult to ask you guys to do virtually. So you guys can just describe what we're looking at. So Pinus means pine. This is a pine tree. And what you'll notice on these leaves is that the pine needles are kind of bundled. So they're held together by this thing called a fascicle. And so they come in bundles. So we have little mnemonic devices to help us remember trees. So P for pine stands for packet, a packet of pine needles. So they come in groups of 2. There are many, many other types of pine trees, over 120, and they can come in different numbers. So you can have a packet of 3 or 4. But this particular, the Scotch pine, comes in packets of 2. The fascicle keeps the needles together and then joins them to the branches, the tree branches. And you can see these are relatively long needles. They're like 1 to 2 inches long, pretty flexible, they don't hurt. So yeah, so that's how you would describe these. What else? Also the pine cones. So this is one of the pine cones I just picked up from the ground. And I think this is what we traditionally, pine cones from pine trees are what we traditionally think of as like pine cones that we use for decorations, right? So if you have like a grandmother who keeps a basket of pine cones next to her hearth or something, these are what you would find. Maybe one that's a little more full, but they're very stiff, they're not flexible, I can't really bend it, and they're very woody. So they actually, it kind of hurts a little bit. are the identifying features for this pine tree?